Hello everybody, my name is Robert and this is Review Quell. Now, this week I wanted to do something a little bit different. Xiaomi have just had their Black Friday sale and their Black Me sale where they had a load of phones dirt cheap. So I decided to pick a couple of them up, take a look at them, decide where is best to spend your money. Is it towards the lower end with things like the Redmi 9, or to spend a little bit more and get something a little bit more for your money like the Poco X3? Today we're taking a look at the cheaper end. This is the Redmi 9. This starts at just £99 here in the UK and comes with some really compelling features like a 13 megapixel camera. But what we're going to go ahead and do today is get this thing unboxed, take a look around the UI and find out just what you get for your money when you buy something like the Redmi 9. Let's go. Alright everybody, here we are with the Redmi 9. The box itself is very similar to what we would expect from any Xiaomi product. But we'll take a look around and see if there's anything new or different about it. So along one side here we do have the Redmi 9 with a little jab there with easy access to the Google apps you use most. That's quite a nice little jab there to Huawei, but hey, we'll go with it. So along the bottom we've got all our normal information. I did choose the carbon grey model. It's got 3GB of RAM and 32GB of internal storage, but that of course can be upgraded. And we see the phone along the front. So let's go ahead and just open up the box here. Very nice. And pop it off to the side. The first thing we see is just a little white box. So let's go ahead and take a look inside this box first and see what we get. So of course straight away we do get a SIM eject tool. All of the instruction manuals here for the Redmi phone, which will drop off to the side, and a case as well. So let's get this case out and take a look at it. This is a sort of grey tinted, black tinted case. Normally you get a clear one, so it's nice to see a little bit of a change here in terms of a slightly nicer looking case. So let's just drop all of that rubbish off to the side and take a look at what else we get in the box. We do of course get the phone, which I'm going to again drop off to the side. We'll take another proper look at in a little bit. It's just keep going with this box and see what else we get inside. So you obviously get your cardboard sleeve, and here we have a 10-watt charger. This is not a particularly high watt charger like we've seen with the Mi 10T Lite, but this phone does only cost £99 or start from £99. So I suppose it's not as big of a loss. We do obviously also get a USB-C cable as well, which is nice. It's very rare that we get USB-C cables, so that's nice to see here, especially at this price point. One thing that I see is distinctly missing is headphones, but that is probably because I don't believe this phone, it does have a headphone jack. So this does beg the question as to why there isn't headphones built into this box, but I suppose cutting down on waste and all of that. So what we'll do is we'll get everything back into the box here, slide the box off to the side, and take a look at the phone itself. So here's that phone there. Straight away we see it's got a 13 megapixel camera on the front, on the back there. Quite a high capacity battery at 5020 milliamp hours. That's 6.53 full HD display. It does have that dewdrop style, so you've got that tiny little drop in the top for the camera. And we have the Helio G80 processor, so no Snapdragon here. Let's go ahead and just peel off the plastic. There we go. And that is our phone here. So I'm going to peel off this sticker on the back as well, and we'll take a look around the phone and what we actually have. So on the back here, it's got quite a nice material. It's a very grippy material. We obviously see these three cameras there, the 13 megapixel at the top, alongside an 8 megapixel and a 5 megapixel. There is also a 2 megapixel depth sensor there, and obviously the fingerprint sensor and a flash as well. As we look around the side of the phone here, we see volume rocker and power button, Along the top we just have an IR blaster and a microphone. Along this side we have the SIM card the SIM card tray and also place for external storage. And along the bottom, microphones, that USB-C port, a 3.5mm jack, which is nice to see, and of course a speaker as well. So let's go ahead and start booting this phone up, while we talk a little bit more about the specs. So this was released in June of this year, so is fully 4G capable. We've got Gorilla Glass 3 on the front with plastic back and plastic frame, which I'm completely fine with if I'm honest. This is running Android 10 right now with the MediaTek Helios G80 processor. That is an octa-core processor. In terms of the GPU, we get the Mail G52. But let's take a look at that MIUI as well. So we're obviously running MIUI 11 here. So I'm going to go through and just run the setup process, and then I'll get back to you once I'm all set up. Alright, so while it's checking for updates there, I've gone ahead and popped the case on this thing. And honestly, it's not a bad case. I feel like with how grippy the actual phone is, you probably wouldn't need the case, but it's still nice to have. Alright, here we are copying across data from my other phone and logging in as well. I'll quickly do that, and then we'll take a look around the UI. Alright, so we're getting all the account information. This is all pretty normal setup. As I say, this is running Google 10 or Android 10 and MIUI 11. We're of course going to use Google as our standard search engine. I'm not going to continue setup for the moment. I'm happy to just go ahead and start using the phone, I suppose. Okay, I'm going to just quickly sign in, I suppose, with my Google account. Okay, so here we are. It's asking whether I want to use the fingerprint, which of course I do. So let's go ahead and set a patterned password to start off with. So I'm going to draw my pattern here. And again. There we go. So adding my fingerprint on the back there, let's go ahead and hold. So it is on the back of the phone here. So I'm just popping my finger down and back up again, down and back up again, until it tells me to stop. Personally, I love the placement of this fingerprint sensor. I've always loved it on the back of the phone because that's naturally where my finger will sit to use the phone anyway. So that's been added successfully. We can just skip past all the normal settings. We're going to use it in classic mode. And we're all set up. So this is MIUI 11. If you've used a Xiaomi phone in the past, you're going to know MIUI like the back of your hand. It's very much like Marmite. You either love it or you hate it. Personally, I really like it. It's a very, very simple skin, which gives you a lot of features that Android doesn't normally do. Unfortunately, there are quite a lot of adverts baked into the UI for things like when you install an app and such, but that is one of the ways that they make these phones so cheap. So though I'm not complaining, I do wish that maybe they didn't use adverts as a way to do so. So I'm going to pop actually the camera box, the phone box there, and we're going to use the camera in a second and check out that 13 megapixel camera on the back, as well as take a photo of myself with the selfie camera and check out how they look. So this is of course Mi Week, and if you're interested to see more Xiaomi phones as well, I've got the Redmi Note 8T here, and I've got the Mi 10T Pro, Mi 10T Lite. I've also got the Poco X3 coming as well, so there's a lot of phones to come and a lot of content coming up on each of these phones, including game reviews and game plays on these, camera comparisons. We've got the lot. So if you want to see all of this, then get subscribed and get excited for Mi Week. So here we are on the homepage of the UI. There we go. So we're actually in, As I say, this skin is very, very simple. There's nothing too much to it. We of course get all of the normal apps here, but let's go ahead and open up that camera. Take a look at what these photos can look like with that 13 megapixel back camera. Alright, so let's just pop the phone down there and take a look at that photo. So personally, I quite like it. The colours are quite nicely represented. It is only a 13 megapixel camera, so the quality isn't amazing, but there is some post-processing going on here as well to help make it look its best. Personally, for £99 or starting from £99, I wouldn't complain about this. So let's try out portrait mode with that front-facing camera. Okay, and there's that one there. So just navigating the UI does feel rather slow at times, in particular when I was going across to the camera roll here. I seem to have been blinking in that one. God, that is an awful photo. Let's try that again. So just navigating the UI does feel a little bit sluggish, in particular opening up the camera roll there, but this is quite a low power phone and quite a nice price as well, starting from £99. This picture is good. I like that it's not too sharp around the outside. We've got a nice amount of detail in that selfie as well. So let's go ahead and just go back to the main menu and take a look at what other apps we do have. So we've obviously got Mi Community. There's quite a few games on here pre-built in as well as Facebook and Netflix being pre-installed, and some of their own apps, including the Mi controller and the calendar and calculator and other things like that. So there we have it. This is the Redmi 9. Starting from just £99 here in the UK, I think this might be a really nice choice for someone who's looking for a cheaper phone for a child or a second phone. It's got a nice big display here and seems fast enough to be moving around. You're not going to expect anything super speedy because this is just a £99 phone with that 3GB of RAM. There is a 6GB option as well, which I'll put the prices on screen now. Anyway guys, if you want to see more me content, then don't forget to get subscribed, hit that bell notification icon, and I will catch you in the next one. Adios.